So as a part of privacy compliance program, let's understand what is privacy impact assessment. Of course, I'll again say that my channel has a lot of videos on it and a playlist separately. But since we are talking of the privacy compliance program, I thought we should pick up some of the important points here. Welcome to my YouTube channel where you are seeing content on data privacy on a daily basis, and these days we are talking of the privacy compliance program for Indian businesses and therefore privacy impact assessment for Indian businesses today. Even the next video would cover some of those. As of now, what we have covered under privacy compliance program includes we try to understand what the program is and what is its importance for the businesses in India. We spoke about creating a privacy team that can understand their responsibility plus the regulators and privacy principles for the organization. After doing that, they should understand the data mapping, what kind of data does the organization have, take up the complete inventory, understand each and every process that the organization has currently adopted. Are these processes actually documented or are these going by understanding types? Right? If not, then they can document them and put in some of the principles of privacy into those to ensure that they are privacy compliant. Then we talked of the basic privacy principles. We said we'll define a purpose limitation. We won't collect anything beyond the purpose. We'll pick up the minimum possible data that is required for that purpose, data minimization. And before starting the processing, even before collecting the data itself, we'll take a consent. We'll take a consent from the users that we are collecting your data for this purpose. Please allow, right? We'll publish an internal document called privacy policy to inform our team what are our promises towards personal data of our associates, customers, vendors, consultants, and we'll publish privacy notice for the outside world. We spoke about the rights of data principles in India and the things that you should keep in mind when you are doing vendor management, followed by grievance redressal mechanism, data security, the CIA confidentiality, integrity, availability triad, and finally we spoke about the incident management and the best practices around incident management. Now in these two videos we are talking of privacy impact assessment is basically a tool to identify and minimize the risks. It can be done manually, by the way. It's not a software that you have to buy, right? When you are doing manually, why are you doing it manually? Maybe you don't, these softwares are pretty expensive, you don't want to put your hands on them. Well, okay. Any other reason? You are too small a company to invest in a large software. So what can you do manually? You can have your Excel sheets, spreadsheets, you can have your documents. What do you need to do? Data mapping. First, how is this data handled? From all the 5 parameters, remember those? Collection of data, storage of data, usage of data, sharing it with third party, and finally deleting data. So with all the 5 possibilities, there you are, right? And so this is how you use the data there, and you assess that whatever process you are using is taking care of all the privacy principles. That's very simple idea. That's the basic assessment that you should do every time you start collection process, every time you start a new processing process, and otherwise also for your existing processes every 6 months or 1 year you should do this. This helps you assess personal data processing processes, ensure that these processes are compliant with the privacy principles, the basic principles of purpose limitation and data minimization, consent management. You should try and adopt privacy by design principles, and you should comply with any other requirement of the Indian DPDP Act. All the requirements of the Indian DPDP Act would get fit in if you are restructuring yourself as privacy by design as well as taking care of principles that we talked about in the previous slide. All businesses must go through privacy impact assessment. It's important. Even if we are not yet filing anything or we are not large enough to file it to the Government of India, we should start looking at PIA just immediately to make sure that we are following best practices in terms of handling data in our organization. These are valuable data processing practices. What is the objective of doing this? Evaluate privacy risk in your organization with respect to processing personal information. Ensure that data principles rights are respected, lawful processing principles are followed, and early identification of all the risks is done, mitigation of all the risks is check every time you launch a new process of any of those 5 components: collection, storage, usage, sharing with third parties, and deletion. So even if you are migrating to a new storage, you should ensure that the storage on the new box, the new equipment that you buy, is privacy compliant. How could that be? Does it support encryption? Does it support role-based access? Does it support a mechanism to take backups? Privacy compliance, security, right? So that's about the basics of what PIA is and what are the objectives of doing the PIA. I hope you like the content of the video. Please press the bell and the like icon, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share your feedback in the comment section. Thank you.